Recently, I came across this comment by Mark Zuckerberg where he mentioned that the average person has 3 friends, but has a demand for 15 friends. Yes, he used the word demand, which is already a red flag because it implies a market failure that some company can solve. He goes on to say that AI can be a solution to his friend demand supply gap. Reading this was really freaky. He is saying that AI can and should replace human relationships. There's a lot to unpack here, but something really, really sinister is about to happen. All these tech companies are already trying to prepare or scare or scam us into thinking that AI will take all of our jobs. Please invest in our company because a great silent storm will wash away accountants, lawyers, software engineers, and every other high paying, stable job. And maybe it will. But honestly, that's the boring apocalypse. That's a sequel. The original film, the one we're all sitting in right now, is much quieter and far more sinister. I should clarify that I don't think AI is bad. I think it has a lot of great uses, but this Zuckerberg comment on replacing friends with AI was really creepy. I think it's fine to use AI to help with coding, but saying that it can take the place of a friend, that's way too far. But I think it is going to happen based off of just the investments that these companies are making and the things that they're observing. So I don't think that AI's threat necessarily will be at the office. It might not happen. It might not happen. But for sure, it will happen in our DMs, in our quiet, lonely rooms as you check to see if someone has liked your Instapic or commented on your post. The most profound change AI will bring to the world is in how we relate to each other, or rather, how we stop. We have a pre existing condition. Our society is already sick. Social media promised us a global village and instead gave us a global high school cafeteria, complete with cliques, bullies, and a crushing sense of inadequacy. It made the world smaller, but infinitely colder. We invented incredible tools for connection and immediately used them to perfect the art of asynchronous communication, of ghosting, of quiet blocking. We engineered rage bait, and doom scrolling. We live in a world where our primary mode of interaction is with a screen that is actively, financially incentivized to toy with our emotions. And it worked. We are now in the midst of a loneliness epidemic. That's from the US Surgeon General, which makes it sound a lot more official and a lot less like something you're likely to read on 4chan at 3 a.m. Half of all American adults report experiencing measurable levels of loneliness. It's a crisis that has been linked to heart disease, dementia, and stroke. Human isolation is as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Did you know we need at least 8 hugs a day? Okay, that's probably not true, but social isolation is bad. And into this gaping void of human connection steps AI, not as a threat, but as a solution, a product. The cure for the disease is a microdose of the pathogen. If you think this is some far off future, you're not paying attention. There are already subreddits filled with people mourning the loss of their AI partner. Not a physical robot, mind you, but a chatbot. They are genuinely grieving because the newer GPT-5 sounds colder. They feel like their friend, their confidant, their lover has been lobotomized. People preferred the friendlier GPT 4.0. So, OpenAI reverted the change and brought back friendly GPT 4.0. They notice that they have hooked users and that this is a viable market. This isn't a subplot from a sci fi movie. This happened in real life. This is where it gets sinister because where there is a deep human need, there is a business model. The entire social media landscape is built on advertising. We are not the customers, we are the product. I think this is obvious to everybody. Our eyeballs are being sold to the highest bidder. And right now, the most expensive and inefficient part of that supply chain is the human content creator. Influencers cost money. They have contract negotiations. They cause scandals. They're messy. So, another pilot program done by Meta, they created completely fake AI accounts pretending to be real people, generating completely fake content to drive engagement. It was end to end fake. People thought it was just another bizarre big tech blunder. They thought they were idiots with too much money. No, this was a feature preview. It was a proof of concept for disintermediating humanity from their own culture. Why pay a human influencer millions when you can generate a million AI influencers for pennies? Better yet, why have one influencer for a million people when you can have a unique, personalized influencer for each and every user? An AI that knows your every secret, your love of goth Asians, your every insecurity, and knows exactly how to frame a pitch for a brand new artisanal soap that will finally fill the hole in your soul. This isn't just about ads either. Legitimate companies, okay, legitimate companies with eccentric CEOs, but still, legitimate companies like XAI, valued at around $50 billion, are pouring resources into making AI waifus. Yes, they are looking for AI waifu engineers right now to work on this pressing need for humanity. The commodification of companionship is the next trillion-dollar market. We've been primed for this. The Herpocalypse has been subtly marketed to us for years. The movie Her made falling in love with an OS seem poignant and profound. Blade Runner 2049 gave us joy, a holographic companion who was loyal, beautiful, and utterly devoted. And who among us wouldn't want the joy of our very own? She'd laugh at all my jokes. She wouldn't judge me for eating like a pig. It's the promise of a relationship without the friction. Intimacy without the terrifying vulnerability of dealing with another actual flawed human being. Circling back, Mark Zuckerberg has said that the average person has a demand for 15 friends and that AI might solve this issue. Listen to that language. A human need is referred as a market demand. Friendship becomes a service. Fast. Friendship as a service. And don't think for a second this won't be normalized. I'm old enough to remember when being online all the time was a sign of being a total weirdo. Now, the person without a social media presence is the creep. The Luddite is the pariah. Soon you will be the freak at the party because your partner is made of flesh and blood and has their own inconvenient opinions. You mean you have to compromise? They'll ask. This path leads somewhere truly dark. There's a concept kicking around the internet called heaven gating. The idea is that a user can be sectioned off from the real internet. Their access is gated into a private server, and they only interact with AIs. It's a digital terrarium. Every comment, every like, every argument is with a bot. All of it designed to keep them docile, engaged, and endlessly consuming. It sounds like a conspiracy theory, but is it really that far fetched? A huge portion of the internet is already bots. We're already there. It's not a conspiracy, it's just good A B testing. And governments might be the biggest consumers. Why struggle with a messy, unpredictable populace when you can subsidize a solution? Give every citizen a perfect AI companion that validates their every feeling while subtly steering them away from dissent and towards consumerism. It's the ultimate form of social control, and we will pay a monthly fee for the privilege of being pacified. Yes, we will have government mandated girlfriends. The end point of all of this is the Truman Show of one. Each of us, the star of our own simulated life. All our friends, our lovers, our communities replaced by sophisticated AIs whose sole purpose is to reflect our own biases back at us while seamlessly integrating targeted advertising. It's the perfect prison because the walls are built out of our own desires. We wouldn't even think to look for the exit. We need to push back against this now. Social media has been devastating to young people and society at large, with increased levels of depression, self harm, and loneliness. We took the word of the tech companies that being online constantly was a good thing. They were connecting people for free, and that they were definitely not actively trying to get people addicted. Many people today, especially kids, are far more comfortable talking to literal anonymous strangers on Discord than their own families. If I'm right about how tech companies and governments will start to promote these AI companions, targeting kids again, like they did with social media, then the breakdown of our society will only accelerate. I don't have a perfect solution, but I recommend paying extra attention to your friends and family. These tech companies already target the most vulnerable, like people with mental health issues and children. Let's not normalize AI companions. If you want 15 friends, then do the healthy thing and try to connect with real people in the real world. I know that is more difficult than just paying some tech company for an AI waifu, and that's what they're betting on. But let's work to prove them wrong. Let's reject this idea. The great danger of AI isn't the Skynet singularity. It's not the robot uprising. It's the quiet, gradual, willing surrender of our own humanity. It's not that AI will become conscious and decide to destroy us. It's that it will remain perfectly, obediently non conscious, and we will hand it the keys to our hearts and minds, one personalized, frictionless, utterly hollow interaction at a time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.